Hello and welcome. My name is Miss Amy. I'm one of the librarians at the Goodnow Library. And I'm so excited that you're joining me today for another Tales from Drumlin Farm, a special virtual field trip and story time to a very special place, Mass Audubon Drumlin Farm Wildlife Sanctuary. Drumlin Farm is such a special place. I used to bring my kiddos to when they were young, and so I'm so excited that I get to share it with you this week and throughout the summer. And today we are going to be captivated by crows. And so I'm here at Bird Hill at Drumlin Farm, and here's Miss Beth who's going to guide us today.
Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having us.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for having us back again this week. And this week we are talking all about birds. And so it's great to be here on Bird Hill. And particularly we're going to be talking about crows today.
Fabulous.
But before we get into talking about crows, I wanted you to just tell us a little bit about Bird Hill and what birds live here.
Well, we have a variety of birds on Bird Hill. Now, most of these birds have been injured in some way. They're unfortunately often hit by cars, but after they have gone to a rehab, like a hospital, they can come to us and help us learn more about each of them. So we have some pheasants that are ground nesters. We have some hawks that hunt during the day. We have some owls that hunt at night.
Okay.
And we have your crow.
Ah, the American crow
The American
here on
crow.
Bird Hill. Fantastic. Well, I was wondering if we could maybe walk over to see the American crow.
Absolutely.
So let's all go together. We're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go! And here we are in front of the American crow enclosure. So I have a question for all of you. I wonder how many of you have ever seen a crow before? I wonder. They're large black birds and they're pretty common. So if they haven't ever seen a crow before, where do you think they might look, Miss Beth?
You know, they are so common. I would go outside into the park and I would listen for a caw, caw, caw.
Oh,
And
that was...
You'll find
You'll
them.
find them. Yep. They do have a very distinctive call. That caw, caw. Yes, absolutely. So why are crows so common?
Well, the great thing about crows is that they eat so many different things, that they can find food all year round and all over North America. So they could be eating corn at the end of the season, or they could be eating fruits and berries in the springtime. So they have a lot of food options,
Okay.
which makes it so that they can survive.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that's
much easier
very-
to survive if you can find a lot of food.
A lot of food. That's
Yeah.
very helpful. So I have a question. I have heard people say before that crows like shiny things.
Yes.
Is that true?
That is a great question. Scientifically, it has not been proven.
Okay.
But lots of people have stories about crows that have either brought like shiny things to their nest or to like bird baths, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So I don't want to say no, because there are stories,
Yeah.
and
So we just don't
so we
know
don't
yet.
know. It's a
maybe.
mystery. It's a
Yeah.
mystery.
Yeah, it hasn't been scientifically proven yet, but there have been stories.
Exactly.
Well, do you think, Miss Beth, it might be possible to get up close to an American crow today?
Absolutely. That'd be so fun. Let's
Very
do
exciting. Let's do it. All right. Let's all count together to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go! And here we are. Miss Beth is going to be bringing a crow right now. Very, very, very exciting. She's coming nice and slow, though. And we're trying to be a little bit on the quiet side so that we don't startle. the crow. All right. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Wow. So Miss Beth, this is a pretty large bird.
Yeah.
This is a pretty large bird.
It really is.
And you're wearing something on your arm. What is that you're wearing?
Yeah. This is a glove that just protects me, because if you notice that this American crow has really long talons.
I'm noticing that.
Right? And so
Yes.
that's just a way to protect me and give her something to grab onto.
To grab onto, yes.
Yeah.
It looks like she's got good perching talons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
She does. So what does she eat?
Well, right now I'm feeding her mealworms, which are one of her favorites.
Oh,
Yeah.
special treat.
Special treat. Yeah. But the thing about crows is that they can eat almost anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like corn and fruits and vegetables. Right?
Wow. So many things.
Yeah.
So I have to say she's kind of loud.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Yes.
They have an amazing range of calls and sounds they can make. They make the caw, which is everybody knows, but
Yes.
they also can purr, and they can mimic. They even can mimic other birds, hawks, and
wow.
people, telephones.
Telephones?
Yeah, if
Really
they
cool.
hang out around your house, they
Wow.
can make the sound of a telephone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually a great adaptation if you're trying to scare away smaller birds from a feeder, say, or from a food source. Hawks, if you can make a hawk sound, that'll scare everybody away.
That
So
would
it's
be
a good call to know.
good call to know.
Yeah,
So I've heard that crows are exceptionally smart.
they are.
Yeah.
They absolutely are. They have the ability to use tools.
Really?
To get food. They have, if you think about the relationship to the size of the brain to the size of your body, it's equal, and it's actually the same as humans.
Really?
Yeah, so they are very, very bright.
Yes.
And
I've heard that they sometimes will put nuts out in the road. Tell me about that.
yeah, this is such a great technique. Remember how we said they can use tools? So they're actually using the road and cars, to their advantage. So they'll drop a particularly difficult nut in the road and wait for the car to crush it, and then swoop in and pick up the. Yeah.
Wow, that's ingenious. Wow, that's really neat.
I mean, if you look at the shape of her bill here, she has the shape of that she could crush, like nuts or corn. Often crows will go and clean out old cornfields.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she has a good crusher, but not as good as a car.
A car. No,
So
I would
smart
think.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Really, really neat.
Yeah. They're very smart and very. I find them just fascinating.
Yes, yes. So where do they live?
That is the fun thing about crows, is they can live almost anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, the difference is that, like here in North America, we have two kinds of crows, actually. We have the American crow, and we also have the fish crow.
Okay.
Which look very.
She has things to say.
You do. They look very similar. The fish crow tends to be a little bit smaller.
Okay.
But
And are they called a fish crow because they fish?
honestly, I'm not sure. They might.
Yeah.
I mean, every crow has kind of their own.
Right.
But there's crows all over the world
Yes.
that have different names and look slightly different, but they tend to be similar in size and this black color.
This black color.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And now, about how many offspring does a crow have in a
Yeah.
given year?
This is a fun fact too, is that they can have 3 to 5, but the incubation time is pretty short. It's 18 days.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty short.
Yeah.
But the fun thing is that they stay together. Like the offspring will stay for 3 to 4 years, and they'll be a flock together.
Okay,
Yeah,
so a family.
Family that stays together.
That stays together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really neat. That is
Yeah.
really neat.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of fascinating. Most birds don't do that.
No,
Most
I would
birds, yeah, once they fledge, the young are trying to find their own territory or their own. They want to. But it does also take a little while for them to become mature enough to have
To head out on
babies.
their
So,
own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
So they kind of work together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
This is
Also fun.
very fun. Very fun. All right. Well, thank you so much
Oh.
for bringing her out. It's so wonderful to see a
Yeah.
crow, meet a crow. So
It was our
personal.
pleasure, wasn't it?
And I think now we're going to go find a cozy spot to read our story. So if everyone could count with me, here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Wow, that was amazing seeing that crow up close like that. She was beautiful, wasn't she? And it was so interesting to watch Miss Beth feed her those mealworms. She was really enjoying that. Boy, it's been fun being captivated by crows today. And I want to share today's story with you. This is called Thank You, Crow, and it is by Michael Minkovitz, illustrated by Jose D. Medina. Alrighty. Sebastian liked to go to his spot in the woods for imaginary adventures and playing pretend. I bet a lot of you enjoy doing the same thing. One day, Sebastian heard a squawk and a rustle in a nearby bush. What's going on? So he poked it with a stick and out popped a crow. Look, here's a crow, just like we just saw. The crow looked scary, but her wing was hurt badly, so Sebastian helped. Look. But he takes it out. Crow said squawk and hopped away. Across town, a cat grew tired of his ball of yarn. He seemed more interested in other things. Crow asked politely if she could have the ball of yarn. The cat said, "Sure, be my guest." Crow said, "Squawk," and took to the air. "You're welcome," meowed the cat. To Sebastian's surprise, Crow came back. And what does Crow have? The ball of yarn, bearing a gift, which made Sebastian smile. Sebastian had no use for a ball of yarn, but he said thank you anyway. Crow flew away and spotted spoons in the baker's rubbish bin. She asked politely if she could have them. The baker gave a thumbs up sign, and Crow said, "Squawk!" The baker said, "You're welcome, Crow." Crow clacked away. There he goes, with the spoons. To Sebastian's surprise, Crow came back again with another gift Sebastian didn't need, but he said thank you anyway. I don't know if you guys can see, but the ball of yarn is over here in the trees over here. So we're going to watch this area as we go through the book and see what happens over there. Crow flew to the park and spied a witch with a cone for a hat. Here's the witch with a cone for a hat. Crow found a hat with a beautiful flower in it, and they made a fair trade. So Crow gave the witch the hat with the flower and flies off with the cone. Crow said, "Squawk!" And the witch said, "You're welcome." Crow wobbled away. To Sebastian's delight, Crow came back. Sebastian wasn't sure what he could do with a traffic cone, but he said thank you anyway. So let's look over here. Let's see, I see the yarn, and now we have some spoons hanging. Some spoons hanging there. I wonder what's going to happen. And what is Sebastian going to do with a traffic cone? Later that day, Crow paid a visit to her old friend the giant, who had just finished a giant can of soda. Look at this giant can of soda. All giants know that crows like shiny things, so he offered the can to Crow. "Squawk!" Crow said. "You're welcome, Crow," said the giant. "Squawk! Look, 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 look!" And Sebastian's running, 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 because here comes Crow with the giant can of soda. And look over here, the traffic cone has made its way. When Crow left again, Sebastian wondered what weird thing she would bring back next. What does she have now? It's a fire extinguisher. What is Sebastian going to do with a fire extinguisher? This time, Crow returned with nothing but a gleam in her eye. She has an idea. Crow swirled and swooshed in the trees over the yarn and spoons and all of the gifts she'd brought. Look, there she goes. She's building something, hard at work. Turns out her gifts weren't junk at all. What has Crow built? What is that? It's a rocket ship. Look at that. And they blasted off. Sebastian smiled and yelled, "Thank you, Crow." And Crow said, "Squawk!" The end. Oh my goodness. That was surprising at the end. I did not know that Crow was going to build something like that. So, like we talked about with Miss Beth at the beginning, do crows really like shiny things, like the giant said? Well, it's hard to know, right? Miss Beth said it's not scientifically proven yet, but there are a lot of stories that share that crows sometimes do bring back items, put them in bird baths and things. So I think the authors of this book use their imagination in a big way to come up with such a fun story. And I hope that you all are sharing and reading wonderful stories this summer. For those of you participating in the Good Now Library Summer Reading Program, I hope you're keeping great track of your minutes. All right, we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.